incorrectly phased neutral wire can lead to several potential consequences. Firstly, it poses a fire hazard. Neutrals carry return current to the transformer, and if a neutral wire is incorrectly phased, it can create a closed circuit between two phases. This situation leads to an electrical overload, subsequently increasing the risk of a fire. Secondly, electrical equipment damage is a potential outcome. Incorrectly phased neutrals can damage electrical appliances and devices by supplying incorrect voltage levels. This can cause malfunctions, reduce lifespan, or lead to permanent damage. Thirdly, there is a shock hazard. If a neutral wire is phased as a hot wire, it can create a potential shock hazard when someone makes contact with it. This is because the neutral wire is no longer at ground potential. Building inspections typically cover adherence to code requirements. Inspectors check whether electrical installations meet the standards of the National Electrical Code, also known as NEC, or local building codes. Inspections also focus on safety, identifying potential electrical hazards that could harm occupants or damage property. It's important to remember that while inspections verify that the electrical system meets minimum safety requirements, they might not specifically check for incorrectly phased neutral wires. Whether inspections cover the contractor depends on specific circumstances, including warranty or contract agreement, negligence, and the statute of limitations. Did the contractor guarantee the electrical installation to be code compliant? Did the contractor fail to exercise reasonable care in performing the installation? Contractors may be liable for a certain period after completing a project. Ultimately, the contractor could be held liable for fire damage if it can be proven that the fire was caused by the incorrectly phased neutral wire, the contractor was negligent in failing to properly install the electrical system, and the damage occurred within the statute of limitations. Following an incident, it's crucial to take recommended actions such as a thorough inspection. Hire a licensed electrician to perform a thorough inspection of the electrical system to determine the cause of the fire. Consult with an attorney to discuss potential legal claims against the contractor. When dealing with electrical installations, it's imperative to understand the role of the neutral wire. The neutral wire provides a return path for current back to the source, typically a transformer. In a properly functioning electrical system, the neutral wire is kept at or near ground potential. This means it should have very little voltage relative to the earth. Incorrectly phasing the neutral wire disrupts this balance, potentially causing dangerous conditions. The National Electrical Code, NEC, provides detailed guidelines for electrical installations, including the proper identification and connection of neutral conductors. Adherence to these codes is essential for ensuring safety and preventing electrical hazards. Licensed electricians are trained to understand and apply the NEC requirements, and they possess the knowledge and experience to identify and correct wiring errors. A common mistake is confusing the neutral wire with the grounding wire. While both are connected to the grounding system, their functions are distinct. The neutral wire carries current under normal operating conditions, whereas the grounding wire provides a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, trip a circuit breaker, or fuse in the event of a short circuit. Using a multimeter, an electrician can check the voltage between the neutral wire and ground. In a properly wired system, this voltage should be very low, typically less than 1 volt. A high voltage reading indicates a potential problem, such as a loose connection, an overloaded circuit, or an incorrectly phased neutral. In the event of a fire caused by an electrical fault, a thorough investigation is necessary to determine the root cause. This investigation may involve examining the wiring, electrical panels, and appliances to identify any defects or violations of the NEC. Insurance companies often conduct their own investigations to assess liability and determine coverage. If an incorrectly phased neutral wire is identified as the cause of the fire, the homeowner may have grounds for a claim against the contractor who performed the electrical installation. To establish liability, it must be proven that the contractor was negligent in their work. This could involve demonstrating that the contractor failed to follow proper wiring procedures, did not adequately inspect the installation, or use substandard materials. Expert witnesses, such as electrical engineers, may be called upon to provide testimony and explain the technical aspects of the case. The statute of limitations sets a deadline for filing a lawsuit. The length of the statute of limitations varies depending on the jurisdiction and the type of claim. It's important to consult with an attorney as soon as possible to ensure that the claim is filed within the applicable time frame. In addition to legal remedies, homeowners may also have recourse through warranty agreements or consumer protection laws. A warranty may provide coverage for defects in workmanship or materials. Consumer protection laws may offer additional protections against negligent or fraudulent contractors. Prevention is always the best approach to electrical safety. Regularly inspect electrical cords, outlets, and appliances for damage. Avoid overloading circuits by plugging too many devices into a single outlet. Install arc fault circuit interrupters, also known as FSIs, to protect against electrical fires caused by arcing faults. And always hire a licensed electrician for any electrical work, no matter how small the job may seem. When hiring an electrician, check their credentials and references. Make sure they are licensed and insured, and that they have a good reputation in the community. Ask for a written estimate before work begins, and carefully review the terms of the contract. Communication is key to a successful electrical project. Clearly explain your needs and expectations to the electrician and ask questions if you are unsure about anything. Get all agreements in writing to avoid misunderstandings. After the work is completed, inspect the installation to ensure it meets your satisfaction. And keep all documentation, including permits, inspection reports, and warranties, in a safe place. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By taking precautions and being aware of potential hazards, you can protect yourself, your family, and your property from electrical accidents. If you suspect a problem with your electrical system, don't hesitate to call a qualified electrician for assistance. Tampering with electrical wiring can be extremely dangerous and should only be performed by trained professionals. Electrical codes and standards are constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and best practices. Stay informed about the latest updates and changes to ensure your electrical system remains safe and compliant. Consider attending workshops or seminars on electrical safety to enhance your knowledge and skills. Many organizations offer training programs for homeowners and professionals alike. Remember, electricity is a powerful force that should be treated with respect. By following these guidelines and staying informed, you can minimize the risk of electrical accidents and enjoy the benefits of electricity safely and reliably. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical safety, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer. They can provide expert advice and guidance tailored to your specific needs. In commercial and industrial settings, electrical safety is even more critical due to the higher voltages and currents involved. Employers have a responsibility to provide a safe working environment for their employees and to comply with all applicable electrical safety regulations. Regular inspections, maintenance, and training are essential for preventing electrical accident in the workplace. Consider the implications of ground fault circuit interrupters, also known as GFCIs. These devices are designed to protect against electric shock by detecting ground faults and interrupting the circuit. GFCIs are required in many locations, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. They are an important safety feature that can save lives. Another important aspect of electrical safety is surge protection. Power surges can damage sensitive electronic equipment, such as computers, televisions, and appliances. Surge protectors can help to protect against these surges by diverting excess voltage to ground. Install surge protectors at the point of entry to your home or building, as well as at individual outlets where sensitive equipment is plugged in. Lightning strikes can also cause power surges, so it's important to take precautions during thunderstorms. Unplug electronic equipment and avoid using electrical appliances during lightning storms. Consider installing a lightning protection system to protect your home or building from direct lightning strikes. If you are planning any renovations or additions to your home, consult with a licensed electrician to ensure that the electrical system is properly designed and installed. Avoid making any modifications to the electrical system yourself unless you are a qualified electrician. Improper wiring can create a dangerous situation and may violate electrical codes. When working with electricity, always follow safe work practices. Turn off the power at the circuit breaker before working on any electrical wiring or equipment. Use insulated tools and wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and eye protection. Never work on electrical wiring while standing in water or on a wet surface. Be aware of the location of underground utilities before digging. Call 811 before you dig to have underground utilities marked so you can avoid damaging them. Damaging underground utilities can be dangerous and may result in fines or legal penalties. Report any electrical hazards you observe to the appropriate authorities. This includes downed power lines, damaged electrical equipment, and exposed wiring. Promptly reporting these hazards can help prevent accidents and injuries. Stay up to date on the latest electrical safety information by visiting the websites of reputable organizations such as the National Fire Protection Association, also known as NFPA, and the Electrical Safety Foundation International, also known as ESFI. These organizations offer a wealth of information on electrical safety topics. Remember, electrical safety is an ongoing process. By staying informed, taking precautions, and following safe work practices, you can protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. Electrical installations should always meet the minimum safety requirements. In this case, a more specific check for incorrectly phased neutral wires might have prevented the incident. Thoroughly inspect the electrical system to determine the cause of any electrical issues. Engage with an attorney to discuss potential legal claims. Contractors may be liable for a certain period after completing a project and failing to properly install the electrical system. If an incorrectly phased neutral wire is identified as the cause of the fire, there may be grounds for a claim. Did the contractor fail to exercise reasonable care in performing the installation? Negligence could imply the contractor being held liable. Was there a guarantee the electrical installation to be code compliant? Ultimately, the contractor could be held liable for fire damage if proven that the fire was caused by the incorrectly phased neutral wire, the contractor was negligent in failing to properly install the electrical system, and the damage occurred within the statute of limitations. Consider consulting with a legal expert in the aftermath of this.